Okay, so if you want to, you can take this life plan idea and you can do it with your family. This is a fun thing to do. I didn't bring it, but we have a little family paragraph. I'm the only one that even remembers it. I'm the only one that ever looks at it. I'm the only one that could probably recite half of it. It's work hard, play hard, pray hard, and then we go on to this whole beautiful, it could bring tears to your eyes. Nobody knows it in our family. But I feel good and stellar putting it on our family board. Okay, so I want you to think about, imagine you're in a family home evening. Let's go through this and throw out some ideas of how you could share this with your family. Number one, give the spiritual overview of a life plan. How would you possibly share that with your family? Distill this last 45 minutes to your family. How could you approach your family with this concept of, hey, we could make a life plan as a family. We could get direction. We could be intentional about what we're doing. And then they'd all snore and throw marshmallows at each other and all of that. But then you would continue to move forward. How could you introduce it? Family home evening, and what could you say?
Well, I like the idea that you said with the umbrella. I pull out an umbrella and start with 139, and then just maybe, if you want to get really fancy, which I probably would, but, and then shoot myself.
And be up till 2.
Umbrella that tie it all together and show how they're all attached.
I love it. Maybe even 3 little things hanging down, and they could come and they could put it on, or even have the little kids do 3 and color them. Love it. I love that whole idea of having an actual umbrella. And who was it? It was Sister Dalton that said also with the umbrella that the priesthood is like an umbrella and men hold the priesthood. And since she likened it to an umbrella, I've remembered that since my husband told me it. Isn't that fabulous? So that wonderful connection. Love it. Okay, so you can give that spiritual overview. Second, ask family members to brainstorm the buzzwords. How can you distill this down to your family and make it simple for those different age ranges? What could you say?
Well, my oldest is 6, so I think we have to kind of shrink it for him by saying things of, if you came home, what would you want it to sound like, look like, feel like?
Love that. Love that. That is fantastic. Anyone else? I love that. That's a great way to do it. Or when we're spending time together as a family, how do you want to feel? What kinds of things do you want to do? What kind of things make you happy? Love it. Okay, what about the life skills? I mean, like one child's going to say, I want to learn how to manage my time. Then they will be translated after they say that. Anybody have suggestions on that so that you can help them funnel down to what would help make a family successful?
Clean our room.
Love it. Maybe you could say, how do you want to feel in the house? What makes our house not feel good? What makes it cranky in our home? The things, the physical environment and surroundings. And maybe you could even liken it to the temple. Now, I love what Sister Beck says about the temple. She said she wanted to make her home like a temple. But then she said, you know, houses are peopled by people after all. So we can't be little soldiers. So there's going to be messes. But she said she wanted more of the feeling. And I thought, that is so true. And then it was so real to me. We went to the temple last weekend. No, I hope the sweet sister isn't here. But anyway, went to the temple, and I was sitting and waiting for a particular ordinance, and it was all quiet, and women were reading their scriptures, and all of a sudden this woman says, this is ridiculous. That's in charge. This is ridiculous. We need to get more people down here. This is ridiculous. She must have said it like 10 times. And I just kept looking up from my scriptures and just smiling at her, like, I love you. Will you please stop? You know, because I'm trying to feel the spirit. And every time she said, this is ridiculous, with this furrowed brow. And it was so loud. And as I was sitting there, and then the feeling thought hit me. That's how you sound. And just today, I said, ah-da-da-da-da, the dog got out. And I said, this is ridiculous, just like that. Bing! Teaching moment. Because I sat there and I listened to her and I thought, that is how I sound in my home. And it's wonderful and everyone's happy. And then I say, this is ridiculous. Who ate half of the thing and left it on the stairs and I stepped on it? You know what I'm saying? Oh, it was such a great moment. So bring up some personal experiences in your family. You know, how does the house feel? What does that describe? How does that feel? When you're talking with someone in the family, what's the best way you like to hear how you're being talked to? What's some of your favorite things? When you tell me a happy thing, well, how do you want me to respond? What are some of those? Ask some of these kind of questions. Awesome. And then once you get those buzzwords, put them out. Have someone, you know how kids love to be the writer. Someone, you know, maybe you can still translate it, but you know, someone likes to be the writer. Look at our awesome family life plan, our little paragraph that tells us how we're going to be a happy family. Now go clean your room. So consider if you want to do it with your family. Again, do not get paralyzed. Do not make it this huge, big deal. Tweak it. Leave it up there. Visit it every little bit. And then decide how you want to do goals. In our family, we do goals very simply. We make these placemats. And we do it at the beginning of the year. It is October, and we still have the placemats that have not been laminated from January because our printer went down, and as soon as that happens, forget anything that you had planned. But what we typically do is you get a little, and they have little placemat size cardboard, just cardstock. And we have them write down, choose 3 goals for the year. Getting my Eagle, getting XY on my grades, and doing really good with this whatever talent that they've chosen. And then all we do is have them choose pictures that reflect those 3 goals, put their name, they can write anything they want on it, it's all fun, and then we laminate it, and that's their placemat for dinner. So everybody knows where they're sitting, and then we should talk about it very frequently, but once every 2 months, we'll say, oh, hey, your goals, wow, how are we all doing on those? And so then we talk about our goals. It is a fantastic, easy, no stress way. I feel like they're subliminally, they're getting it in their mind. They're looking at it every time, and they're saying, wow, this is my goal. And I feel like it, right there with the spaghetti, it's getting right into their souls. So you choose how you want to do goals, but I highly encourage you to keep them non-stressful. It doesn't mean that's the only goals that we've been working on as a family or that I'm encouraging them about, but that means that that's the 3 that they can keep in their mind and not be overwhelmed by. Does that make sense?